Notice, eating these three kinds of meals with the opposite sex will soon cross the line. Eating with the opposite sex may seem ordinary, but it actually hides a mystery. In the adult world, eating is not just to fill the stomach. Sometimes a meal can make a big change in the relationship between two people who originally had little intersection. Whether you are married or single, if you eat the following three kinds of meals with the opposite sex, it is easy to cross the line, so you have to pay attention. Attending the party of the other party's friends. Let's talk about attending the party of the other party's friends first. At first glance, a friend's party sounds quite normal. Isn't it just a group of people getting together to eat, drink, and chat? But if a person of the opposite sex takes the initiative to pull you to attend the party of his friends, it's not simple. Let's think about it from another perspective. If you and a few very close friends make an appointment to have dinner together, and suddenly one of them brings a person of the opposite sex that no one has ever seen, will your first reaction be to wonder if their relationship is unusual? In the same way, when you are taken to a party of his friends by the opposite sex, the other party's friends will think so. They maybe even ask you to drink a cup of wine together, or even ask directly, when did you two get together? This atmosphere is like an invisible hand pushing you and the opposite sex in the direction of a couple, whether you like it or not. Moreover, the other party is willing to bring you into his/her circle of friends, which means that in his/her heart, you are not just an ordinary friend, but a very special existence worthy of his/her showing off to relatives and friends. In such an environment, even if you don't have any other ideas at the beginning, you may be affected by this atmosphere slowly. You will unconsciously follow the rhythm of everyone and gradually enter this state of couple. After all, who can withstand the help of a group of people? It's like everyone is saying that you two are a good match. If you say it too much, you may start to doubt whether you really have a different feeling from the other party. Go to the other party's house for dinner alone. Next, let's talk about going to the other party's house for dinner alone. Home is the most private and relaxing place for everyone. At home, we can take off all disguises and do whatever we want to be comfortable. So, when a person of the opposite sex invites you to dinner at home, it is equivalent to saying to you, "Welcome to my world, see my real life." Once you arrive at the other person's home, many small details may be infinitely magnified. For example, when helping to pass the tableware in the kitchen, accidentally touching the fingertips, when sitting side by side on the sofa, the knees rub against each other, and the other person wearing loose and casual home clothes, these seemingly ordinary scenes will become particularly easy to make people think about it in the privacy of the home. Moreover, the atmosphere at home is like a hypnotic effect. The soft lighting, the aroma of food, and the other person's relaxed body language are all suggesting to you, it's safe here, you can let down all your defenses. Once you really let down your guard, your relationship with the other person will easily develop in the direction of intimacy and ambiguity. Everyone should know that people who can be invited into the house alone usually have a special status in the other person's heart and are people who can enter the other person's core life circle. This special treatment is not something that anyone can have. So when you receive such an invitation, you must think carefully about whether you can accept the possible changes in this relationship. Late night company and midnight snacks. Finally, let's talk about late night company and midnight snacks. Everyone must have had this experience, receiving a message in the middle of the night, "I can't sleep. Do you want to go out for something to eat?" This kind of late night dinner party seems to be just because you are hungry and want to find someone to eat a midnight snack together. But in fact, it is more like an emotional exchange disguised as hunger. Why do some people always like to send such messages in the middle of the night? Because the night is like a built-in filter, making it easier for people to open their hearts and confide their thoughts. Moreover, in the middle of the night, the sense of loneliness will become more obvious, and it will also find a seemingly reasonable excuse for some thoughts that you dare not have in normal times. When two people sit at a barbecue stall at 2 o'clock in the morning or nestle in the corner of a 24-hour convenience store, they eat and chat. At first, they may just talk about work pressure or something like that, but as they chat, it is easy to talk about some more private topics, such as, "Actually, I have always wanted to say something to you." The vulnerability of the late night is like alcohol, which can make people lose their minds. Coupled with the pretense of comforting, the other party between care and ambiguity becomes blurred, making it difficult to distinguish. what's more dangerous is that this late night dinner often gives people a sense of improvisation, making people feel that it's just a women to no big deal. But when you are clear-headed the next morning and think back to what you said and did last night, you will find that those words and deeds in the middle of the night can't stand careful consideration. Many times, the relationship between two people is really just a meal away. Eating right may be the beginning of a beautiful fate, but if you eat wrong, the consequences may not be something you can easily afford. So, family members, when facing these dinners, you must keep a clear mind and think clearly about what you really want, and don't be overwhelmed by the impulse and ambiguity of the moment. We have to be responsible for our feelings and behaviors, and don't let a meal put us in unnecessary trouble and entanglement. I hope everyone can handle the relationship with the opposite sex well, grasp the degree, and harvest truly beautiful feelings.